when it comes to their role, were Africans involved in our enslavement? To a degree, sure, to a degree. Not the same way Europeans. Let's get make that very clear, but to a degree, yes.
I wish at this point to particularly to apologize deeply on behalf of the chiefs and people of Gold Coast and Ghana for the atrocities, the cruelty, the inhuman treatment that were committed 400 years ago by my ancestors during the Atlantic slave trade.
European nations, for sure. Arabs, definitely. It happened. But when it comes to a primary role as it pertains to those who own some of the ships, those who sponsored and owned the shackles, those who helped when it came to the actual transporting, the scheduling, the like all that kind of stuff, it primarily was Jewish people, especially when you're talking about one Cristobal Colon, also known as Cristoforo Colombo, who we know as Christopher Columbus. He was sponsored by, who was that? King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, 1492. Roughly in that same time, in the same year, 1492, over 300,000 Jewish people were kicked out of Spain at that time. But they helped to sponsor this excursion, this situation where Christopher Columbus went and tried to find the New World. He was funded by Jewish people. Now, people, they try to, move that around and say, no. The history is the actual fact. So let's not play around. If it happened, it happened. See, if we were a part of something like that, we'd have to apologize. We're not going to try to erase that part of history to make ourselves look like we're innocent. No, the reality is Jewish people were known to own slaves in Italy. They were known to own slaves in France. They were known to own slaves in Spain. They were known to own slaves in Maine. They were known to own slaves in Slovakia. They were known to own slaves in all these different areas, and they were kicked out of all these different countries all throughout Europe. White folks kicking out white folks because of them doing certain things like owning slaves.